Like Harvard just felt like the end all, like, oh my goodness, I made it to Harvard, so like there's what's next, like I'm so excited, like Harvard this, Harvard that, like Harvard was that thing for me. Like hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys can hear me because I am hanging out the waterfront at my illustrious HBCU, and I left my mic in my dorm, so hopefully you guys can hear me. If not, I will have to re-film this video. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. I'm sure if you guys follow me on my TikTok, you have seen that one of my videos has blown up to the max. The one about me and college and my there once was a time, and about Harvard and all of that, and it blew up, and people have been bashing me, they have been talking about me, they have been jumping to conclusions and assuming that I chose Hampton over Harvard. So I figured today is the day, even though it's a lot sooner than I wanted it to be, but today is the day we're going to talk about what really happened with college decisions, and so I can just clear the air and maybe stop the slander on your girl. Okay, so I have my notes here and we're just gonna talk about it, and I hope that you guys are understanding and that this clears up any of the misunderstandings concerning college decisions and how I ended up at Hampton. All right, so starting off, let's talk about Harvard. Now, Harvard has been my dream school for forever. Like, ever since I was a kid. Like, even to the point where, like, coincidentally, my dog's name is Harvard. We call him Harvey, but his name is Harvard. We did not name him that. However, he came to us named Harvard. So Harvard has been like a big part of my life. I have had the dream of going there for forever. I put in the work to be there, between clubs, making sure my grades are good, doing, internships, like, just doing what I can to make it to Harvard. And even to the point where my parents had surprised me with a trip to go to Harvard, which is where those pictures came from. I went the summer before my senior year to tour Harvard. Absolutely loved the area, loved the school, like everything just felt right to be in Boston. And yeah, like Harvard just felt like the end all, like, oh my goodness, I made it to Harvard, so like there's what's next, like I'm so excited, like Harvard this, Harvard that, like Harvard was that thing for me. Like how everybody has their big dream, Harvard was mine. So just to start there with understanding like the gratitude of like how much I really wanted to go to Harvard. Like I talked about it a lot. Anytime anybody asked me, oh my, where are you gonna go to school? Oh, I'm gonna go to Harvard. Like that was the goal. Okay, so with all that being said, and you guys understanding like how much Harvard was like Harvard, like I just knew in my bones I was going to make it. So when it came time for November, I believe it was November, when early action came out for college, college applications, I was like putting in my application to Harvard automatically. That's where I want to go. Early action. If I get it, I'm not going anywhere else. I don't care about none of that. Oh wait, rewind. Nah, let's keep going. So that was like my thing. I'm gonna go to Harvard. Like, put in my application. I'm not doing anything else. I don't care about none of that. So put in my application for that, and then I also applied to every other Ivy League except for Princeton. No, Penn State, University of Pennsylvania. That was the only Ivy League I didn't apply to because I didn't want to be in Pennsylvania. I just wasn't feeling that. So I applied early action to Harvard, got my decision back in, I believe, December, and ooh, matter of fact, let me just play the clip. I got deferred. Okay. Why are you crying? Because I got deferred. So, based on the clip, I got deferred from Harvard, okay? That was so crazy to me, because what do you mean I got deferred from Harvard? I just couldn't see that as like, oh my goodness, oh, that's just a maybe. No. And if you guys can hear, my parents are like, oh, Maya, it's not a no, da 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 da. But I wasn't having none of that, because in that moment it just felt like automatic no, like, dang, I didn't get into Harvard. Like, that's not what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear like, yes, you made it into Harvard, college applications are done, you don't have to do anything else, you're going to Harvard. Cool. That wasn't the case, so I had to wait for regular decision. And that went a little something like this. So not only did I get denied from Harvard, but I also got denied from every Ivy League school that I applied to. Crushed. I'm trying to tell you, I was absolutely crushed. I didn't know what to do, like, between like the disappointment and on top of that, like I feel like it was a pride thing. Like, I had been talking about how much I wanted to go to an Ivy League school my whole life, and to get denied from every single one of those, like, with that being my prime goal and my drive for like being academically, like, pursuing, like, you know, being academically driven and all of that, for that being my big goal, for that to be denied from not one but 7 schools, like, heart hurt, heart broke. Like, I didn't know what I was gonna do. So yeah, I was embarrassed, to say the least. I really didn't say anything. People would ask me like, oh Maya, have you heard from Harvard yet? No, I haven't heard a thing. So for the longest, I didn't say a thing about it. A lot of people still don't know that I didn't get into Harvard. They just know that I'm at Hampton. So that just shows how embarrassed I was, and, you know, disappointed, and the whole nine. Anyways, so before you guys stress or get a little worried, I still had options, okay? I had gotten offers from other schools. I just wasn't, you know, interested in going, but like, I had offers, and then I also got accepted into Hampton with a scholarship, a pretty big scholarship, and then I also had gotten waitlisted for Howard. I got waitlisted for Howard. Now, when it came to the Hampton and Howard, I had not thought about applying to any HBCUs, actually. And I know that's kind of shocking, considering how, you know, oh my goodness, my HBCU, my illustrious HBCU I am. But like, originally, I just that wasn't something that I had thought about. And I only applied because my aunt was like, you know, you should just apply anyways, just give it a try, you know, because she wanted me to have, like, I had been, like, because I had been so, you know, rigorous on myself and doing like all the APs and the dual credits and this and that. She wanted me to like have the environment of, yes, it's education and, you know, it's school and whatever, but at the same time having a chance to have fun because it's college. And at Harvard, that would not have been my, you know, my main priority. I would have been focused on school because it's Harvard, and you go to Harvard to get your degree and make connections and to go to another, you know, big T14 school. So I had toured Hampton, and I was like, you know, Hampton, like, in my bones, Hampton felt like, oh, this is like somewhere I could, you know, consider being home. And like, I was like, I gotta like it here. Mind you, I didn't even finish the tour for Hampton because I was so set on Harvard, but like, that's beyond the point. But like, as soon as I walked on campus, it's like, oh my goodness, this feels like somewhere I could be. I'm like really liking it. Cool, whatever. But in the back of my head, I'm like, Harvard, so like, I was really paying attention to it. I toured Howard, and child, I clutched my pearls, because Howard just was not for me. I was like, I just cannot foresee myself being at Howard in the downtown DC area. I just was not feeling it. So that's where I really stood on that. I was interested in going to Howard, and Hampton moved up to my top 3. My top 3 schools were Harvard, George Washington University, and Hampton. Those are the top 3. However, I would have preferred to go to any Ivy before I went to the latter 2, okay? So, circling back, I was, you know, how upset I was about not getting into Harvard. I ended up accepting my offer for Hampton. However, I waited until the last possible minute to pay our admission fees, Literally the day of, my mom's like, Maya, you have to go somewhere at least for a year. Like, just give it a try. Even if you want to, reapply in the fall and transfer, you still have to go somewhere for at least a year. So I reluctantly, paid that, and it was like, okay, I guess I'm going to go to Hampton for at least a year. We'll just see what happens, and if I transfer, I transfer, and if I like it, I guess I'll stay. But I was set on transferring. Okay. So coming to Hampton was definitely an interesting setup. I wasn't really excited, to say the least. Like, it's still college. I'm like, okay, like, it's gonna be interesting, but like, I wasn't really like, oh, I want to be here. So like, moving in, it was like, okay, I, got to start to meeting my people, like, branching out, being in like the setting of being surrounded by people who are like me and just as driven. And also, I feel like I should mention that for me, I went to a predominantly white high school. um like, the area that I was in, like, it was just, that was the setting that I was in. So I really didn't know what it was like to be in a setup where I'm surrounded by like-minded, individuals who also look like me. So that was a thing. And but like, the more I started to venture out at Hampton, the more I like went out, the more I got involved, the more I just like kind of let myself be comfortable, and like actually the idea of being here grew on me. That's when I like started to love my HBCU like so much. And I feel like one of the biggest moments that like kind of triggered that was going to like Hampton versus New Howard, and like being like, oh, my HBCU is gonna beat you guys' HBCU, da 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 da. And like, from there, that like school pride just kind of like came out, and it's like, okay, I actually enjoy being here. So by the time second semester came and I was really involved a lot on campus, that's when I was like, okay, like, I like being here. And like, my mom asked me, like, I think it was like fall, late in the fall semester, she's like, so are you still going to transfer? And I remember being like, I think I can stick it out. I think I'll stay for another year or so or whatever. I'm going to be staying here all 4 years. I love it here. A lot more than I expected I would love it here. So that's definitely something that is like, oh my goodness, love my HBCU. Wasn't expecting to love my HBCU, but here I am. What I can say is that few little lessons that I learned. The biggest one was like, when it came to like college decisions, I already knew that I was so indecisive on where I wanted to go. So like, one of the things I can say is like, just make sure you're praying on, big decisions like that. So I literally was like praying to God. I was like, please, like, put me where I need to be. And I feel like he purposely steered me in the direction of being at Hampton, because how much I have grown here, and just a year is incredible. I feel like, yes, I would have enjoyed being at Harvard. However, I feel like I needed to come here first. Like, there's some lessons that I needed to learn here that I just could not learn at Harvard right away. So there's that. I also like, but like, basically, to say that in a whole, like, rejection is not, it's not always to hurt you. Yes, it may hurt in the moment, but like, rejection is literally just God redirecting you. So, like I said, I'm glad to be where I'm at. Like, love it here. I wouldn't regret coming here. Like, I'm glad, like, I'm here. If you guys watch any other TikToks I have about university and, the choice, like, I thoroughly enjoy being here. I make a lot of my content about being here, so I enjoy it a lot more than I thought I did. And like, one last thing that I will say is that for anybody who has already been through this situation, wanted to go to your dream school, didn't make it, whatever the case may be, or if you're getting ready to go into that season of college applications and dream schools and all that, you know, just you know, just don't give up. That's one of the big things. Don't give up. Don't be discouraged. If it doesn't work out, just know maybe it's just not the right timing, or even like, try again. It never hurts. Like, sometimes you never know where you're supposed to be, but at the end of the day, just try again. And also, at the same time, learn to be okay with where you are, if that makes sense. Like, had I had still carried that resentment for being at Hampton, I don't think I would have learned as much as I did. I wouldn't have grown as much as I have. And, you know, overall, I just would not have enjoyed where I'm at. And so I definitely think it's important to, you know, yeah, it's okay to not be, you know, thrilled per se to be where you're at, but to eventually, like, just, you know, settle in it, enjoy the time that you have, and then, you know, try and move from there and, you know, do what you gotta do. Like, for me personally, Harvard is still on that list. I will be applying there for grad school, even though I'm not looking to go there for undergrad. I will go there for grad school. That is my goal. And if I don't make it, God forbid, you know, it's okay. It's not the end of the world, because at the end of the day, the university does not make me. I make the university. So, yes, Harvard is this great school and the connections are amazing, but at the end of the day, the Lord will put me where I need to be. And the connections that I am meant to have I will be connected to them. So, like, it really doesn't matter where I go, because at the end of the day, it all works out for our good. So, that is what I have to say on that. And let's see if I have any more talking points before I close out. Alrighty, guys, so that I don't have any more talking points, but I can say, you know, just trust in the process, trust in the Lord. You might not understand it, however, it's working out for your good regardless, and, you know, all things will work out. I just want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for understanding. There's nothing to understand, but I just wanted to clear the air a little bit. You know, a lot of people were upset, and I was like, guys, why are we upset right now? But yeah, I thank you guys for watching. You know, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And per usual, just be great, guys. Like, enjoy what we're doing, and I hope that you guys continue to watch and, you know, continue to follow with me along as I go through my Hampton journey. The freshmen are so cute, guys. This is so exciting. But there is a lot more college content on the way. I have been planning and, you know, making sure I'm putting things out in order to, you know, successfully do my content this year. So be on the lookout for a lot more videos from me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.